everybody, and welcome back to the season premiere of the pre-production meeting. We are back after a long hiatus. Fuck me, there is a lot that's happened. Boys, how are we?
Oh yeah, we're surviving. How are you?
Austin, how are you?
Yep.
Wait,
Surviving.
you gotta say who you are. Who are you?
Oh fuck,
it's been a while.
I forgot how the intro goes.
Do you want to start again?
I'm your co-host Joshua. No?
I'm
we
another
start again?
co-host, Austin Scott. No, just chaotic. It's fine.
Yeah, bro, just
Keep going.
Who are you?
All right, who am I? No, I'm your other co-host, Dan Kagola.
God, boys, where do we even start? It's been a lot. So much has happened.
So much. It's been a good 4 months.
Bro,
Yeah, I was
we've
gonna say,
had...
four fucking months.
Let's give him a tease for what's to come. We've had your premiere.
Yes.
We've had you turning into a Japanese videographer, cuz. I've almost died. And...
Oh yeah, true.
Well, not really, but like, kind of. But we'll get into that.
Crazy.
But
2025 off with a bang.
And, bro, fuck, who wants to go first, eh?
You start. us
I'll
off,
give you
Josh.
the... Okay, I think it's important that we kind of go to the main reason why it's taken so long to get back. It's been none of these guys' problems. Basically, since... I would say November, I've been having some little heart health issues that basically it would not allow me to talk for a long period of time before feeling like I'm just going to fucking collapse.
Scary,
we had
man.
Dan's premiere, and we'll talk about that a bit later on, but I emceed it, and there was no way I was going to back out, but oh my God, I walked in, and as soon as people started talking to me, I also think it was because I was a bit sick and the heat,
Yeah.
but I felt like I was going to collapse. So luckily, I didn't, and we
felt really
made our
bad.
way.
Like, I
no.
told you can pull out, but I know you didn't want to. And I
There was
appreciate you.
no
doing
way
that.
I was going to. I pushed through.
You did
and
well.
I
Yeah,
actually felt
very
like
well.
I
don't think anyone noticed other than.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, and Fetty and Sam who had to walk me outside to get fresh air.
Yeah, but I mean like other people. Like,
Of course,
like my
of
parents
course.
said you did a good job. and
Awesome.
stuff.
Well, I'm glad. But honestly, it felt better when I was up on stage talking to everybody. But I've just this month started to get back into exercise and stuff like that.
Good.
And yeah, honestly, and it's so funny because I still can't really 100% tell you what the hell was going on.
Bro,
But
when we had that Oscars watch party, he did not seem well.
yeah, no,
I could just tell
we
like
had that as well.
you were like I'm genuinely a bit depressed right now. I was like,
Yeah, well, yeah. Look, I wasn't like depressed. I
well,
would
it was just
say,
you.
but
You didn't know what the issue was.
Yeah,
Anyone
exactly.
would be,
I was
stressed in
just
that
worried
situation,
and
yeah.
like down in the dumps because nobody could tell me what was going on, and I feel like I just needed to, have some time truly away from exercise and any I dead ass. I could not have talked for an hour on this without feeling like I'm going to collapse. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
well, your health
Yeah.
is the main priority. You know what I mean? Like,
Health is wealth. If you don't have that, you got nothing.
yeah.
Exactly, boys, and like I appreciate you guys being patient. Yeah, that wasn't a fun time, but we're back. We're feeling good.
It's good, bro.
Just a lot to talk about
Yes.
film, and I feel like we mentioned before the podcast. Yeah, I feel like we're in the kind of similar stage. But before I get into that, how have you boys been the last 4 months?
Yeah, like we're off to a good start, but then I feel like it's slowly going downhill. I mean, so I had my premiere, which was great, really great reception. Had about just under 200 people there, so it was a great turnout. I think everyone had a good time at the event, from what I could tell. It was really nice just showing like my family and friends like what this is about, because I feel like people don't really understand it when you tell them you make films. So just showing them, my films, that it's like not just, it's more than a hobby, like it's something professional that I put a lot of money, time and effort into, and there's a whole team of people that put this stuff together. And then also having that behind the scenes video that Indy made at the end, I think
Fuck,
you
that
could
was-
feel
that
the
was
energy
so
in the
good,
room,
man.
like
Right.
everyone was buzzing.
That was
and-
Nailed it.
That was
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
It was great, and
Yeah.
I think also the emotional journey of like how we showed the comedy at the start and then the horror film and then the behind the scenes. I think it was a good,
Yeah.
little.
I thought it was
Yeah,
rollercoaster.
absolutely.
Awesome.
I agree.
Yeah, and I
Right.
think most people would have walked away being like, "Well, I didn't waste $10." Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it later,
Yeah.
because bro, I was so proud, and
Thanks,
those
man. I
films were,
appreciate that.
especially Debts, man, that blew me away.
Thanks, man. It's,
Absolutely.
What's
So
been
simple,
cool is
so
that like
effective.
I got very 50-50 responses on which film people preferred, which shows that it's kind of more just a subjective thing.
Yeah.
Which
Film
is
is
it's nice. So
subjective,
it's not
of
like
course,
one is bad and one is good. It's just like whatever people prefer.
Of course, bro.
Um,
How have you been like mentally and stuff like that? How's your break been? I guess from
Well, yeah.
everything?
So the thing was, I had that premiere, and that was literally like 2 days before I started on Australian Idol. So then I was just working full time for 10 weeks. So I was kind of just in that grind, and that was great. Like lovely crew, But yeah, like everyone was nice and like just being on set because it was 10 weeks of straight production, whereas last year it was like half in the office, half on set. It is long. Like when you're doing 10 weeks of production, you're a bit like, and there's like a lot going on each day in terms of like, all right, we got to get these call sheets out. You got to like distribute them to everyone as like a crew of like 100 people, and like everyone needs food. You need to go pick it up, or like there's catering a lot of the time. But just all these different things going on all the time, and it's like you need a big team to manage that every single day for like 10 weeks.
That's another thing that no one knows that goes into something like that. But that's
Exactly
good.
right.
Crazy.
It's cool though, like opening people's eyes to
100%.
what the reality is of it.
Absolutely.
Reality. Yeah, so then I came off that, and then I had a week holiday in Fiji. I went there for a wedding, which was very nice. I just sort of kick back and like, when I'm on holiday, I try to just be there and not be thinking about other stuff. I mean, it's inevitable that you'll be thinking about other stuff, but I try and just enjoy that for what it is and connect with, you know, a different culture and like just really let myself relax, because I know when I come back, that's when I'll have to do other stuff.
Of course.
But it's only been like a week since I came back, but it has been a little bit of a struggle for me now, because I think I was speaking to one of my friends on Australian Idol. We work together. Her name's Bianca. Shout out Bianca if you're listening. And she said something that really resonated with me. She said like, because she's in a similar situation to me. She's worked on some big films. Like she worked on Fall Guy for 6 months and a bunch of other things. And she was like, you know, I'm just sick of starting again all the time. And I'm like, oh, I really feel that, because I feel like I've hopped from so many different jobs and it always feels like it's entry level. And it's like great that I've had all these different experiences, but then I talked to some of my other mates who have been in the same career for, you know, 5-6 years at this point, and they're in like earning 6 figures and all this stuff. And like, I'm trying not to compare myself, but it's hard not to, especially like being 25 now and being like, I want to start like saving and working towards a future.
Then again, are they doing what you want to do in the future though? Like director?
No, it's a different life, and that's why you can't compare
exactly.
yourself. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, the two of my mates that I was with in Fiji, like one's a police officer and one is a
Oh, you mean in general? So not in this industry, like
just just friends in my life.
My God, I feel one of my mates has just bought his second house.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And like people are getting married and stuff.
Like, cuz there's no chance. I have nothing in my bank account.
Money is a very slippery slope.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can't compare.
You can't. But like, I am also at the point where I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want to keep putting all my money into my films. Like I would like to start getting investors.
Exactly. Same,
which I'm
cuz.
hoping I can leverage Baron in a way to do that, and debts, which, you know, I've got them in the film festival circuit right now. So hopefully that pays off. But like, I feel like I need to meet a good producer, like someone that really understands the business side that can just like help me leverage. Yeah. Because I don't really fully understand that world as much as someone else might.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, even just a mentor to guide you in the right direction, bro. I literally had the exact same feeling not too long ago. I was talking to my mates. I'm like, fuck, you boys are like,
it's crazy,
earning all this money, and you know, mates still, you know. My mate's dropping like $2,000 on Pokemon cards. I'm like, cuz I freaking wish, cuz. I wish.
I spent $18 on 2 boost packs the other day. I was like, whoa,
bro,
settle down.
Literally, wait, are you into it?
Yeah.
Holy, we got to talk after this.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, bro, that just made me super happy. No, so I was having this convo and I'm like, fuck, do you think like, I literally was like, am I doing the right thing? Like putting all, I'm like, God, I'm like reminiscing about how much money I would have if I didn't spend it on all these films. And like, but that's right. No, we're talking about stocks and how they have a lot invested in stocks and crypto and all this stuff. And I'm like, shit, maybe I should do that, but I just don't have enough because I put all into, bro, boys, I had 10K in stocks. I had to take it out with a 4K loss to fund Ozma. Yeah. Like shit like that is like, we just can't afford it.
Like the fact that I'm 25 and I have less money than I did when I was 20 and I don't have like any assets.
Bro,
what am I doing?
Literally on the exact
I have like
fucking
a bunch
same
of short films that no one's seen.
What am I doing? Bro, what am I doing? Same. I'm like, cuz I've no assets. I'm like spending money in Pokemon cards. I'm like funding films.
This is where we're at. The pre-production meeting, uplifting.
Bro, there you fucking go.
Do filmmaking, guys.
Oh, sorry, bro. Continue. I just want to say I feel you.
Yeah, no, actually, I did want your opinion on that because I know you've always been very much like, you don't care so much about the finance side. You're more about like it's worth it for the art and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, so. I don't necessarily like, it doesn't bother me on a daily basis, but it has got me thinking recently.
Yeah,
because I can't afford to keep spending 30K or so on every
Exactly,
fucking
yeah.
film, you know?
100%.
But hopefully, like now we've made some films that are decent enough for us to
We have
like,
a
not
portfolio.
have to put so much of our own money.
You know?
That's all it is.
That's what it is. It's this whole time we've been making a portfolio, which now we can sell ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sell ourselves. Sell our bodies. You know, maybe we'll have to. Maybe we'll have to.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
So I made an OnlyFans. All right, that's it for me from now.
Yeah, cool.
That's it from me for now.
There you go.
Now, Austin.
Fuck Osto, yeah.
So
you've
in the
had a
4-month break,
good break, hey?
I got engaged.
Yeah, baby.
That was a big thing.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
money down the drain.
Yeah.
Sorry, not down the drain, but you know.
It was
Yeah.
that was a surreal experience. Like just completely blindsiding Beth like that was like the reaction was worth it.
So she had no idea.
She had no
I
idea
thought
it
she
was
had
coming.
some
That's the way
idea.
to do
No.
it, eh?
I thought she was baiting me, but
Yeah.
she claims that she wasn't.
Shit.
But yeah, like I did it on Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, she probably wasn't expecting it that day, but maybe
So-
somewhere in general.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are enjoying the podcast. This is Future Josh here talking. I've just been informed that you are about to hear a bunch of sound effects that came from me being not totally in the conversation and going ahead and pressing buttons on the soundboard that I actually couldn't hear were playing through my headphones. So you will hear these sound effects and you won't hear any reaction because I can't hear it through the headphones. Now, yeah, we don't want to cut out the actual conversation, so enjoy and be warned. You have been warned.
Initially, like, it was such a sketchy process. Like, I bought like a fake ring to propose with,
Yeah.
just because I couldn't really drop the money on the real thing because I didn't want to drop all that money on a real ring and her be like, "It's wrong. Like, what is this?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay."
We're in film.
So-
I understand. Yeah.
So I got the fake ring, proposed with that, and then took her to. Sorry, we went to a jeweler in the city
Nice.
and designed the ring.
That's a good way to do
So
it.
she could kind of
That's
pick it,
hectic.
size it up,
Yeah,
design
that's-
it,
Oh yeah,
and
bro.
everything.
That's the way.
So,
That's
yeah.
the way. Why waste money on a ring that might not
Yeah.
even fit?
So
you know?
So the day of the proposal, the night before, so it was on Christmas Day, but the night before on Christmas Eve, we're like, all right, we're going to wake up, we're going to do a sunrise walk along the beach, and I'm going to somehow involve Lenny in this proposal. Like, it's going to be nice. Anyway, so we do that, we set the alarms and everything, the alarms went off, we're like, fuck that,
Like-
not happening.
You're like, fuck, is that a tick on Lenny? You
Yeah.
pick it up as the ring?
Nah, fuck that, not doing it. And I'm like, oh, well, the plan's just gone straight out. And I'm like, fuck, what do I do? Anyway, so we walked Lenny, came around the block, back home next to the Christmas tree, doing Christmas presents. And then I was like, oh, I've got one more present for you. And I duck off to the room, bedside table, get it out. She's helping Lenny unwrap his presents and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, yeah, it's a small one, but like, so she turns around, I'm down on one. I was like, will you marry me? She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Outrage.
You're like, oh shit, I fucked up.
So just straight away, I was like, I was expecting that, but at the same time, I'm like, God, I hope you're joking.
Yeah,
Like,
did I mess up?
and so then, like, immediately,
Totally,
like, I
totally.
start crying because it's like just so I'm so happy, and she starts crying, and then like we hug and kiss,
And then Lenny starts crying.
Lenny's jumping all over us. Like, oh my God,
Oh.
what the fuck's going on? And then
Nice.
Beth just sat. You guys both been in my house, right? So
Yeah,
the lounge
yeah.
room across from the TV cabinet.
Yeah.
Beth goes sits on the lounge with her head in her hands, like, well, and I'm sitting on the TV cabinet, just going like,
awesome.
are you okay? Like, I'm just straight up thinking I've ruined Christmas. I'm like, oh,
But you've grinched it.
fuck,
Yeah.
this is not good. And she's
Yeah.
like, we can't plan a wedding or something. What are you doing? I'm like, well, it's Christmas. We don't have to.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, bro. I know people that just got engaged. They're not planning to get married for like 4 years.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. It's a long
Yeah.
engagement. But so we went and, you know, doing FaceTimes and everything on Christmas Day. Went to her parents'
bro,
house.
That's so good.
And everyone was just so excited for us. So I was kind of like, okay, like it's good. And then it took till the next day. Like I had work the next day on Boxing Day, and we were at Beth's parents' place for like lunch/dinner afterwards. And I went there after work, and she was like, all right, I'm on board now. Like I'm good. I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
Great
Like,
to know that
guess we're
you're
getting
on
married.
board.
And that's good. I'm glad you're happy with that.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're engaged. We have locked in a venue.
No way. I thought you said
Right.
you weren't organising.
No. So that was all on the back burner from Japan, which I'll get into. But
Right.
now that we're back from Japan, we're like, planning mode because all this shit has to be like
Yeah.
planning a wedding is wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've locked in a venue and we're looking at November of next year.
Oh my god, that's way quicker than I thought. Guys.
Getting married next year, so that's fun. That's happening. So
Alrighty.
yeah, don't be busy.
Boys, let's go.
That'll be fun.
First boy's wedding. That'll
so
be hectic.
yeah, that's all happening, and yeah, we're both so excited. We sat down on Saturday and like Beth's got a Pinterest board. Like we went over everything. Like it's all happening, so it's exciting.
Oh, bro, I'm so happy. For you.
But yeah, so that happened before Japan, and then I went to Japan in March. That was an unreal trip. 10 days we were there for, and like I was telling you before this, like it's the most overstimulating place I've ever been in my entire life. Like
Just from photos, I can tell.
bro, Shibuya Crossing at night.
Oh yeah, heaps of people.
It's almost like the entire population.
Did you cross?
Like, yeah,
Yeah, cool.
heaps. Also drove go-karts through there. That was pretty surreal.
Hell
That was
yeah.
pretty mad.
Nice.
But
Who were you on the go-karts? Did you get to choose like your character or some shit?
it's not. Yeah, it wasn't Mario Kart.
Oh.
But I was in
Austin
a.
Scott.
Me and Beth threw in Pikachu onesies. Like they make you go all out like that.
Fuck yeah.
And then Aaron and Alyssa were in Charizard and Eevee.
Okay, so it's Pokemon themed.
Yeah,
Brother.
yeah. So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool experience. And then Tokyo was full on. Kyoto was more chilled. Like that was more like traditional culture experience, which was really nice. Then we did like the onsens there, where you walk around naked and bathe naked and shit. Like that was a surreal experience. Like that was
With the couple that you went with?
no, because they're like gender based
Right.
onsen.
Okay,
So it was
yeah,
just
yeah,
me
yeah.
and him.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
right.
And
yeah,
then,
nice.
and then
Yeah,
Beth
yeah,
and
yeah.
her friend went
Tell
and
your
did it
favourite
as
part.
well. And then, but like, you know, because of the culture difference and stuff like that, like everyone's walking around naked and me and Aaron are like, oh,
The ceiling's really nice.
fuck, look at that. That's
You
mad.
go to shake his hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
You know, here in the bathtub, I was like, oh, fuck, sorry. But no, that was like, you got to go to Japan and like do that. Like that was mad. The one in Osaka is on the roof. And it's like an infinity pool on like
Oh,
the
that's
46th floor. It's heated, overlooking Osaka City.
But you're naked.
You're naked. And I was like,
How's
we
the
were
hygienic
in the
codes?
heated pool, and like I'm just sitting there and I say to Aaron, I'm like, bro, is this real? Like, what
are
the
we
fuck's
doing?
going on here? Like, this is bizarre.
So technically, if I was at the bottom and I had binoculars,
No, you couldn't see us.
Ah,
You couldn't see us. But no, so that was a pretty surreal experience. Like, but one you have to do when you're over
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's uncomfortable, but like once you do it and like you realize no one's going like,
Yeah, because everyone's in the same boat, right?
yeah, and you're just like, it's just normal. Like, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But that was good. And then finished the trip in Osaka. Just everywhere we went was pure beauty.
and
Like, it was-
the filming, your videography over
yeah,
in Japan
that,
as well.
that was kind of like you said. When you're away on holiday, you kind of just want to be present and stuff like that. So I filmed a lot, but at the same time, like I found myself just like, oh fuck, this is amazing. And then I kind of take in the moment first, and then sort of go, all right, I'll get the camera out and then do it. But like,
Course,
I
yeah.
could
It's
have
hard
done.
finding a balance.
Yeah.
How did you go with that?
Because you always have that thought in your mind, like, oh, this will be a cool shot.
Yeah.
This and that.
I think the thing I struggled with the most, like I took so much footage, but at the same time, I was just like, I don't really know how I'm going to put this all together.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking about that in Japan. I was just taking nice shots of stuff because I was like, you do as a tourist.
Yeah.
But then when I was sitting there looking at all the footage back home, I was kind of like, there's no like real story here, I guess. But
Yeah.
like, again,
it's a
you're not-
travel
yeah, it's a travel thing. And I was just like,
thing.
how the fuck do you do this? But I
Some
was,
people do it so well, and I'm like, do they fully like plan it out? And
they
like,
have to. There's no.
But it's just like you have to go for that reason.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You have to be that kind
exactly.
of person, I think.
But then I left out a part entirely. There's that part of the Japan edit that if you guys have seen it, the Team Labs thing with all the projections on the like that place was unreal. Like that was so I didn't really do anything. All I did was just like convert the footage to Rec 709 to like because the lights and everything speak for themselves. You don't really need to color grade it.
Yeah.
And like that was a pretty cool part of the edit.
Was
like,
that was that the bit with the projection?
Yes, yeah.
Was that when the water's hitting Beth's hand? Is that actual water? Or
Yeah.
is that, oh,
No, that's
so
actually-
they've got like water coming out, real
Yeah,
water, and then
yeah.
a projection like over.
you have to. There's 4 different sections. We went in the water part first, and you have to wear shorts and go through with no shoes on because you're walking through like all these water attractions. They got like koi fish projections swimming around and stuff. Like, it's pretty mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part of the edit, I just went like heavy on sound design because I felt it was just epic to see.
It was cool.
So
I love that little bit where it flicks through all the images really quick.
That was yeah. So I'm really happy with how it went. I'm
Yeah.
currently working on the Kyoto and Osaka part, but I went through it. I was like, I didn't really take that much footage.
So back to the balancing, because I had the kind of similar experience in New York. Like, what am I capturing? What am I just like experiencing? Talk us through, how did you kind of balance it all?
Yeah, so you go to like a cool place. I'm sure you did it in New York as well. Like, you go to a cool place and you go, fuck, this is mad. And then they're like taking it in and you're just kind of like, oh yeah, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
But then like once I was in the location and got the shots I needed, camera went away and I was just like, I'm not going to just walk around doing the entire
That's how you
thing.
got to do it.
So that was cool. But then there was sometimes like, you know, we go like, oh fuck, like get the camera out, do this, do that. But like, that's just the nature of traveling. Like, it's just chaotic. And, you know, we were doing like 27,000 steps a day. Like, that was bizarre. But unreal trip, loved it. And they're the 2 biggest things that happened in my 4-month break was getting engaged and going to Japan.
And where can people see all the Japan stuff, mate?
Well, if you go to my Instagram, captured by Austin, you can see the edit and there's more coming.
Let's go into some flicks that we've seen since November.
Cool.
Hey.
Start us off.
Jeez, yeah. Let me get out my letterbox. Hey, there's been quite a few, but I think I'll only touch on the most.
Yeah, I wrote a list
important
last night
ones.
of like the ones I want to touch on.
I've seen a lot now. I'm just looking at these and going to pick out the ones that
Yeah.
most kind of were cool. Look, I've seen a lot, but I think the first one we'll start off with is I tried to do around Christmas time. I tried to do like an advent calendar, seeing like Christmas movies every day.
Was delayed.
I failed about 12 days in, or 6 days. Sorry, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, 6. Failed 6 days in. But that was cool.
Nice.
I saw the We Live in Time, so Nosferatu, Baby
what
Girl.
do you think of We Live in Time?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, look, nothing massive to talk about. Okay, one that I do want to talk about. Movie called September 5.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I saw that in February. And it's a movie about... it's been...
The hostage situation.
Yeah, so during the 1972 Munich Olympics, an American sports broadcasting crew finds itself thrust into covering the hostage crisis involving Israeli athletes. Let's see if I wrote a review for that. I did. I said, outstanding, such a perfectly crafted film, a roller coaster of a film taking you for such an emotional ride alongside the characters' beautiful tension. I thought it was epic. I thought it was very similar to... What's it called? I saw another film on the way to New York called Saturday Night, and I thought that was really good. It was like The Bear, like all shot very like tension filled, and I feel like September 5 was like that, but just way better.
Okay.
I thought it was very intense. I don't think I've ever felt like so on edge, like on my seat of like a real life
September 5
event.
or Saturday Night?
September 5. September 5. I actually gave that 5 out of 5. I thought it was unbelievable.
I think I gave it 4.
Like, oh, you saw it?
Yeah. I watched it because that's my job.
Of course.
That's why I watched it. I was like, there's a movie about Prez? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So I'm there understanding everything as well. Was it right? Because we work in the news.
That's-
so
that's
like,
cool, hey.
But the only
seeing,
thing is because I think both our Prez jobs, they're both 24 hours. So when they're
Yes,
like, we're off air, I'm like, you're in black? What the fuck?
yeah, bro. Well, these guys were sports broadcasters that
Right.
had to switch to becoming news. And bro, such a heartbreaking
loved
story
it.
as well. I thought it was unbelievable. That was really cool. Mickey 17, I guess that's a big one. It was a bit of not kind of what I expected, and I feel like that was
I
kind
liked
of,
it though.
Oh,
I
yeah,
enjoyed
I
it.
thought it was great.
I thought it was all right. I just didn't think...
What did you want it to be? A bit more action?
No, it was just not much of it. I don't know. What did I say? I said outstanding performances and great world building. Other than that, there's not really much to offer. It's a bit boring and drags a little with stakes or exploration into the wider story of this world.
I think if you've seen Bong Joon-ho's other movies,
I like
sort of,
Parasite,
It's kind
though.
of on,
it's on brand.
on
I
brand,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Another one. Then we'll just go from what I've seen kind of recently. I watched Bug's Life for the first time.
Yeah.
A bit of a change. That
I
was
need
good.
to
don't know if I've
rewatch
fully
that as
seen
an
it.
adult.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that was gave that 3.5. Gave Mickey 17 3. I saw Novocaine
Oh, how was
3.5. It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, there's two that I want to talk about. So I saw a movie called Speak No Evil. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch
Yeah,
it.
you seen it? Oh, it was actually way better. I mean, I had no expectations for it, right? I gave it 4.75 out of 5, and I thought James McAvoy, man,
Yeah,
he's
so
a
good.
powerhouse.
he's an actor.
A powerhouse. And that was another one of these, like, getting... My anxiety for that movie was so high. I don't know. Have you seen it?
Not yet.
I
downloaded it to watch in Fiji.
Illegally?
No, like on Netflix, you can download
right.
movies so when you're offline.
Yeah,
Offline,
true.
And I was
yeah.
gonna watch it on the flight back, but Fiji Airways ended up having a screen, so I just watched something else.
Nice. Bro, I really recommend it. It's not what you think it is. Another one I want to touch on, and I think this will be the last one. I saw Sinners.
Yes, I saw that too.
Now, I saw it in IMAX.
I saw it in VMAX, so I don't think it was the full.
No.
Yeah.
So, and if you've watched that explanation that Ryan Coogler does about the IMAX,
Yeah, I saw that.
did you have any expansion of the aspect ratios?
No, I didn't. I
See,
think
that's
they've-
what
I know. Yeah.
in IMAX, and it's like Dune. I'm like, I can't imagine seeing that
Yeah.
in
You get the
VMAX
full
or
effect of it. Yeah.
like. This was unbelievably fucking epic, and in those amazing scenes, you know it's going to be epic because the aspect ratio.
Yeah.
It doesn't just in some movies in IMAX it will like just cut from aspect ratio.
Oh, it does the
to
whole
It does
moving.
the whole
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
sick.
like
I love
okay,
when they
we're
do that.
preparing you for this epic sequence.
Yeah.
And seeing the colors. I know you said you weren't too happy about the colors or whatever.
It's
They
just,
looked a bit
it's-
weird at
colour
some
grading
points.
is a preference thing, you know what I mean?
Bro, but like seeing it on the big screen,
I'm sure it
especially
was good, yeah.
when they were in the water at the end and the sunset.
Yeah, I love that shot.
Oh my god, I literally am getting goosebumps thinking about it. I thought it was fucking incredible. Again, it was a very rare occurrence where a movie that's for me getting a lot of hype and it hits the mark and reaches that point of hype. Now, I loved it. I don't know if you had the same experience.
I definitely enjoyed it. I think it's a little overrated, but
Yeah.
I'm just happy that people are paying to see an original movie, you know?
100%. What I was gonna say
Yeah.
is I don't know if you had the same experience. I couldn't understand a word they were fucking saying.
Yeah, I was going to say
So,
that.
and
yeah.
I didn't know. It sounded like they hired Nolan's sound mixer.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
just really heavy accents, which
Yeah.
that combined with like terrible mixing.
Yeah.
ah,
I found
could
that
not
too.
understand a
Yeah.
word they were saying. It was like
Yeah,
the whole time.
very much like
And I'm
that.
like, geez, bro, I wish I could really understand because some of these lines are fucking amazing and really
Yeah,
impactful.
yeah.
So I want to watch it with subtitles.
Yeah, I agree.
When,
I'm gonna
when
rewatch
it comes out,
Yeah.
but seeing it IMAX, I mean, there's nothing compared to seeing a film in IMAX when it's shot for IMAX, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to see the Thunderbolts in IMAX because that's shot for IMAX.
Let's go.
And like they played the Thunderbolts trailer like in front of this one.
Wait, so Thunderbolts is shot in IMAX.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, gonna say that. I also resaw. Actually, I'll get to that in a second. But I think I don't know, and even watching Ryan Coogler explain the IMAX ratios and stuff
Yeah.
like that was really interesting. And I've never really understood, or not really understood, but like I've never been a big advocate to like, oh yeah, let's shoot on film, blah 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 blah. But you could really see how this like enhanced it
Yeah.
compared to anything that I've seen shot on film before.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
But
It definitely added character to the shot.
I 100% agree with you
Yeah.
when you were talking about how Michael B. Jordan's characters are a bit indistinguishable at times.
Yeah, well, at the start, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
one's wearing a red hat, one's
Exactly,
wearing a blue
and
hat.
that's what I'm
after
like-
that, they take the
I'm
hats
like,
off. I'm
all
like,
right,
who's who?
so they're just doing Mario and Luigi, cuz
Yeah.
yeah, and I agree with that. I think that maybe that's the only knock I can have on it. Haley
Yeah.
Steinfeld,
She was great, as always.
bro,
Yeah.
she was awesome. One of the best performances I've seen of her career
Yeah,
as
she
well.
was solid.
Yeah, I thought the whole cast was amazing. The music aspect, oh man, I'm a sucker for anything that scene midway through the movie where it's the generations of music and
that
stuff.
was interesting,
That was
hey,
one of
yeah.
the boldest fucking
Yeah.
hits that I've seen a director take,
Yeah.
and man, blew me away. I think that's one of my favorite scenes of cinema. I mean, I've heaps, but like that especially makes it into the list.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah, there
whole
was some
scene,
cool like
Yeah.
long takes and stuff.
100%, and that whole
Like,
scene
nice tracking shots.
expanded on IMAX,
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, this is
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
I love that these two are still working together because their first film that they did together was
Yeah.
Oh, Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale
Yeah.
Station.
Yeah.
And like I'm going to rewatch Fruitvale before I watch
I haven't
Sinner.
actually seen it. Is it
Because
good?
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good, but
Yeah, I
like
haven't seen it either.
it's his first like feature.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quote me on that.
Yeah.
Actually, don't
I
quote
think
me on
it
that.
is. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I want to see the production quality. Like
Yeah.
bang bang. Like I
Yeah.
think it'll be insane. But
Oh,
like I
dude.
love that you can tell they're close.
If
And
you
that's
have a
good.
Yeah.
chance, go see it in IMAX. Even if you've already seen it, I know you boys probably won't, but like, it's another one where I feel like you have to.
Yeah.
But I thought it was epic, man. I'm so happy, like you said, original film getting
Yeah, it's sick.
these critics and audience loving it. I think it's epic. And there was one more thing I wanted to say on it. No, Ludwig Göransson, the music.
Oh, the music slapped. That was so good.
Bruv, I need that on like vinyl or something.
I've been listening to the soundtrack on Spotify.
Dude.
I gotta see it. Man.
Just
I gotta see this movie. I gotta see it.
so good. Yeah, look, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't expecting it to get this much hype because it's great. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's still a 5 out of 5 for me, but it's
seem
not
like a film that would fly under the radar.
Yeah, it seems like one of those ones that won't make any money, but it's outdone itself. It's already made it almost made its budget back in 2 days.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It's like getting that much hype,
I
and
think
I'm like,
they got lucky that it came out at a time where people were a little fatigued by some of these bigger studio films.
true. Yeah,
I mean, like you
dead
could see
in
like
time.
how the Minecraft movie went. Like everyone's hyped
I
over it, but
refuse
it's
to
not.
fucking watch
It's like
that.
a meme, right? It's
Yeah.
not.
It's a
Exactly.
meme.
not a
That's
movie.
what
It's
it
not a
is.
movie.
I think people were a bit like, ugh.
I don't even want to touch on it and give those people air that are doing that
you
shit
watch
in the
it?
cinemas. No, because I don't want to get fucking popcorn chucked over me, cuz I just refuse. So I'll watch it when it comes out. But that's me. I re-saw it, me and Sam when I saw Inception in IMAX.
Oh, how was it?
Yeah, that would've
It was
been
alright.
great
It
ass.
wasn't filmed for IMAX at all. I thought it was.
Oh, really?
So it was a bit of a. It was a great experience. Don't get me wrong. Any moment you have a chance to see Nolan's work up on the big screen with the sound.
Yeah. Well, Indy and I saw Dark Knight. in
Oh
IMAX,
yeah, was that good?
It was good.
Ooh.
It was funny because like you can see little things that are kind of outdated now because it's like it's such a big screen, so you can see
Yeah.
like the close-up shots of Batman, like the mask looks a little rubbery, and you see
Right.
like under his eyes and stuff. It's cool though because you see the emotion in the performances,
Christian
especially
Bale,
like
yeah.
the Joker and
So
stuff.
is it reformatted for IMAX?
No,
Like,
they
is it
shot
big screen.
parts of it in IMAX.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
that was his
I was gonna
first
say I
time.
compare it to when we saw -1 at
Yeah, no,
IMAX,
it's not like
so-
that.
Okay, it
It's-
wasn't
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well, like
Yeah.
some of it's like that, like the dialogue, because the IMAX cameras are so loud that they don't really shoot dialogue.
dialogue.
It's action scenes, but
Gotcha.
when it goes in like the car chase and stuff, you know,
Ah,
the truck, like
yep.
it goes
Yeah.
big.
Well, did you guys know? And this is a quick little tangent, but Daredevil Born Again, that first
I haven't
episode,
watched it
I've
yet.
only watched the first episode, but
It's a good.
they do that.
I finished it.
They do that.
So good.
I thought they did it really clever when
Yeah,
they're
when they
inside
did
his
the-
head and like it's like
I don't know,
bang,
bro.
and
To
then
this
zoom
day,
in on
I have no
foggy.
fucking idea how they did that.
Yeah.
they didn't shoot on IMAX. I think they just squished the
Yeah,
screen.
I thought that was really cool. Like I was like, oh,
Yeah.
screen that big, and now it's smaller. I was like, that's fucking clever.
Continue watching it, bro.
Yeah, I will.
fucking awesome.
So, well, I've written these in kind of a random order. So, not random. So movies that have been out for a while that I rewatched or have watched for the first time.
Yep.
I saw the movie Stalker. It's that Andrei Tarkovsky movie. It's this Russian movie, very famous movie from like years ago.
Interesting.
It's very slow, very long. I saw it
Yep.
with John Luca.
Yep.
It was good though. I enjoyed it, but it's very much like you gotta see it in the cinema, otherwise it's hard to kind of focus. But it's very like intentional filmmaking, beautiful shots, but it just holds for a long time. And
Sure.
a lot of the film is shot in like a sepia tone,
Yep.
and then other sections are in color. Like it goes back and forth to
Yeah.
show two different places. It's very good filmmaking.
Yep.
I watched Mid-90s as well. Have you guys seen Mid-90s? The Jonah Hill directed film.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I think that came out like
Never even heard of
10
it.
years ago or something. Maybe, maybe a bit less, 5 or 6 years
I've seen people log
Do you
in
know
on
how long ago it
Letterboxd,
was?
but
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I guess it's based on his experience because he lived through the 90s, and it's good. Like the way the characters speak and the way it's shot and stuff really takes you back to that time period. It's just
Okay.
about like a teenager, or he's like a young teenager, like I think he's 13 or something, and just his experience. He meets like a bunch of skater kids, and he's trying to fit in
Okay.
with that group, and then how he gets into trouble and stuff, and just his experience with that, and like his family life, and his brother's a bit of a dick and like beats him up, and just all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But that was good. I really enjoyed that. The style of it was good. I watched Almost Famous. That was a recommendation from Indy. That was good fun. It really has that. That's another film from the early 2000s.
Yeah, I was
and it
gonna
just
say,
has
is
that
that-
feel.
yeah.
It really takes you back. I watched Inside Out 2 as well, which got the waterworks going.
Oh yeah,
I love Pixar, man.
yeah, man. They know how to do it.
And as soon as like the soundtrack comes in at that time, you're like, oh damn it.
Yeah, you know what was a
Like,
great metaphor in that? You know when the construction crew rocks in and then they go, "That's lunch," but they never come back. That just shows like it's like, you know, puberty, but like it just you can't fix it. Essentially, it's just this slippery slope all through
Exactly,
your
and
life.
I really like the overall message of like, you know, there are certain things that will come into your life as you get older, and you shouldn't try and eliminate them. You just have to kind of figure out how to work with them.
Absolutely.
I thought that was really good. So then a couple of movies I watched that like have influenced. I'm actually writing a feature film very slowly at the moment. I told you about this, but it's changed a little bit plot wise since. But there's very much like it's based mostly in one location in a house, and there's like spiritual themes and stuff. So I watched Heretic, which I know you saw as well.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
And I really enjoyed it. I know you didn't like it as much.
No. It's not that I didn't like it. I
wasn't
think
your type of
yeah,
film.
I think it wasn't my
You
type of
hated
film,
it.
but I still
Yeah.
appreciated it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I just found the theme of it really interesting, and like the discussion, like
Oh yeah.
you've got like an atheist on one side, and then, you know, religious people not. What were they, Mormons?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
That's the thing. I like the people I've spoken to about it. We've had a half an hour discussion about
exactly.
it. Like,
and
that's
what's
why
so
I
good about
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just thought like the tension was really good, and they didn't do the whole cliche tropes. I think you know, like he's Hugh Grant was great in it,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
very like. He almost seems like a nice man, but then you know he's just like
He's got
up
that
to-
sinister
yeah,
tone
there's just
to him.
something
Yeah.
under the surface,
and he can
then-
play that so
Fantastic.
well.
Yeah, and then how it just progresses, and yeah, you just really feel for the girls, I think. And I
Gotta
love the
say
way
it.
they ended it as well, because it was like they never really give you a definitive answer. They
No.
kind of leave it open ended for you to decide what you
Yeah,
want. And I
exactly.
feel like in real life that's how it is too. Like,
100%.
and that's why these things are discussed by people.
And she like they were great too. Those two girls, like they were great
so good.
actresses.
Yeah, very good. I watched this indie film that I heard about a while ago.
Indies film.
It's called A Dark Song, and I had it on my letterbox for ages, and I finally got around to watching it. I think it's by Liam Gavin, and it's like, I actually loved it so much because it's low budget. It's about this woman who, after she loses her son, she finds this guy and she wants to perform like this ritual to try and like get him back or like to speak to him again.
God.
But it's like very thorough.
fuck?
It's a very thorough ritual. He's like, okay, well, we have to lock ourselves in this house for like 6 months, do all these things, like literally put your body and your mind and your soul like under pressure. Apparently it's based on like real black magic rituals.
Oh, damn.
And the director was saying, yeah, I didn't want to actually show the entire process because I didn't want to actually like commit black magic just in case. So you only see sections of the ritual, but it's so fascinating seeing the process.
Jeez.
All the
bro.
little things they do, like they draw like circles on the ground in chalk, and they do the
What's it
ring of
called?
salt around the house. It's
Oh,
called,
just like get me into it, bro. I
Dude,
need to practice my black magic,
It's
cause
so good. It's called A Dark Song.
Dark Song.
It's low budget, like especially at the start you feel it, but once it gets into the main story, like you're hooked. Like it's
it's all about the story, cuz.
yeah, 100%, 100%. It was inspiring in that way too, like just seeing what you can do for little money with a good story. And yeah, that's kind of similar thematically to what I'm writing at the moment
Nice.
as well. And then
You're dabbling in the dark arts, are you?
yes. And then so other movies I watched Nosferatu as well. I thought it was alright, a little boring.
Yep, same.
I watched Hitman. I thought that was enjoyable. That was good
Yep,
fun.
yep.
The Brutalist. The first half was great. Second half, not so much. Especially the ending didn't hit for me.
Yep.
A Real Pain. I really liked that. I liked the simplicity of it.
Yeah,
The performances were great. Have you seen
Yep.
it?
Nah, yeah.
You
I
seen it?
gotta say it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's great.
I've heard it's good. Yeah.
So good.
On Disney Plus now.
Oh, a movie that we can talk about. It's What's Inside
Oh,
on Netflix.
God damn it.
It was good, eh?
Fuck, I love that
Like,
movie
it's not-
so much.
It's okay. We've got 5 minutes. It's not the most original idea, but it really gets you thinking,
I
doesn't
think
it? Like
the
what
way
you do in that
the
situation.
way that they executed what they were doing,
Yes.
and you're just like, okay, what the fuck's going on? But in a good way. Like you're in
Yeah.
the movie figuring out what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was just like on edge the entire time.
Yeah.
And then like even when you think you've made sense of something,
Yeah.
you're like, wait, no, but it doesn't make sense because
Yeah.
this has to happen this way, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, then the credits rolled. I was like, see, I was in it.
Were there
and
any
that's how I
moments where
fucking
you
loved
kind
it.
of had to rewind to figure out? Because they did a really good job explaining, like, so this person is this, like,
Yeah.
with the pictures that come up, and then when people were talking and they're in the red,
Yeah,
like, oh, this is who they actually are underneath.
that's what I
They
loved
did a good
about
job,
it
but
the
like, there was a
most.
couple moments where I was like, hang on, who's? And I
The-
had to like rewind it.
The
Did you do that?
I didn't rewind it because it like I got it in a,
Yeah.
but not when it was supposed to be registered.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
it like maybe a little bit after,
Yeah,
but then like the one kind of little knock I got on it was like the exposition dump at the end. But they needed that to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But like I was like, look, I guess that's the best you could have done. So
Yeah.
it only gets like half knocked off for me. So that's why I gave it 4.5. But like the whole time I was in the just shows you like, you know, people and their desires and their, you know, masks they put on and all that kind of stuff, and everything's revealed. Oh, it was fucking well done. It was so well done.
The plot of this movie is that like a bunch of these people meet. They have like a reunion in this old house after it's been like 10 years or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And then this one guy comes from their high school who was like a little bit of an outcast, and he's got this machine. He's like, hey, I've been working for this tech company and we've developed this new technology. It's like a suitcase thing that has like all these buttons and stuff. And he basically hooks it up to them, and then what the machine does is it switches you into another body. So they play this game where they all switch bodies, and then you're trying to figure out, like, they start like kind of messing with each other, conspiring against each other, and you sort of
True colors coming out.
you started figuring it out, like who's doing what, who's meant to be who, and it's a great little like mystery.
And there's so many like, there's a lot of twists and turns that, you know, you don't see coming, and then the big one at the end.
Yeah,
like,
I liked where they took the plot. Like,
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
makes you think, like, what would I do in that situation? And the way it's shot as well, beautiful, very great editing as well.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
The use of color,
yeah,
like you mentioned
It's
before,
fantastic.
It's fantastic.
yeah, that was very good. I watched Electric State.
Oh god.
Oh my
terrible.
god, you actually put yourself through that?
Yeah, it was hard. It took me like 4 sittings.
Bro, why even bother
But you know
after
what?
like the third?
Well, the first 2 acts I think was so terrible that the third act was actually okay in comparison. I think the Russos know how to do a good third act.
Wait, do the Russos do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
Your
they were doing
boys.
that. Yeah, I didn't know they were doing that.
They know how to do like a good battle scene that like
So I'm gonna love
utilizes.
Bro, you
Best movie of 2025. Actually, you
The
should watch it. I
Russos
want
don't
to hear
miss.
your opinion.
Chris Pratt for the Oscar.
The Russos don't miss.
I actually do want to hear your opinion on it.
All right.
I don't.
'Cause, yeah, the third act was good because like you see how all the characters utilize their abilities, and like there's like a big battle scene.
Okay.
The Russos, like, you know, with Infinity War, they did that amazingly.
Paintball episode of Community.
I've heard about that.
I
Yeah.
still haven't seen that yet, but I've heard. But yeah, the first 2 acts, like, I feel like Chris Pratt was not cast very well. He's meant to be a bit of a rascal, but I don't feel like he has enough grit for that role.
Okay.
The editing was just a bit weird. Like, things were just kind of jumpy, and like, I don't know, just the dialogue wasn't great. Like, it just lacked heart at times. And yeah, I don't know. The robot designs were a bit lame. Like, the villains, they're literally like robot bodies with like a television, an old television on the head with a screen of like a person's face in another. Like, because people were like using like VR type thing.
Gotcha,
It just
gotcha.
looks so lame. I'm like, can't you come up with a cooler
Spy
design
Kids.
for the villain? Like, yeah, literally, it felt like that. Was not in a fun way.
Yeah.
Just in a like, this doesn't work kind of way. So I didn't enjoy that. And then Mickey 17, which you've already touched on, I enjoyed it. It was good. I liked seeing Robert Pattinson's range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he sort of channeled Batman in that.
At least
one.
you could
Yeah,
distinguish.
I noticed that too.
You know, there you go. There's at least you can distinguish through his performance.
Yes.
Who's who compared to
Yeah, it was
Michael B. Jordan.
100%. They should have.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done.
Yeah,
differentiated.
yeah.
I was thinking of
But
Legend.
does Michael B. Jordan have that much range though? That's a question.
Well, I was thinking of Legend with Tom Hardy, which I haven't seen, but you know how he plays 2 versions of himself.
Yeah,
And you can tell
I've
'cause
seen
the
the one
pers-
where he plays 2 identical brothers.
That's
That's
legend.
Was
the
that
one,
Legend?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right.
But like the personalities are so different that you can tell.
100%.
I feel like they should have done something.
I don't know if he has
that.
that range though.
Actually, I think you might be onto something.
I don't know. No, that's not knock
Legend
Michael B.
Cook, yeah.
Jordan. I like him, but like,
I know
yeah.
what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hold on,
potentially.
bro. Let him cook.
I'm happy to be proven wrong, Michael B. Jordan, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Let's
he's
go.
watching.
Yeah, and then Sinners as well, which
Yeah.
I thought was good. We already spoke about that.
What'd you give it? You didn't rate it.
3.5.
Letterbox. Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
And then TV shows. I'll just quickly touch on what's it called? What's the League of Legends show?
Okay.
Yeah, Arcane. Yeah, amazing, beautiful. Every frame is a painting. First season was like perfect. Second season, close to being perfect. But I really like where they took the characters, and yeah, very,
Do
very.
you
good
agree
show.
with the multiverse thingy?
You know what? I was actually okay with it in this context.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I took it as like, oh no, we've written ourselves into a corner. Multiverse to fix it.
Yeah, but I think League of Legends is the kind of world where you can do multiverse stuff and it doesn't feel too contrived.
That's
You know
fair.
what I mean? Because there's just so much happening in that world and they just throw you into it. And there's
Well, that's the only thing that I didn't like, because we're thrown into another multiverse and I don't give a shit about the characters in this universe. I care about the universe that we're in. And then you just kind of diminish everything that's happened so far.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, in my opinion, like it was a bit of a scapegoat, fix, back. And now we're back with the characters. So now I'm on board. But like,
Yeah.
you know.
But also the way they used it with that episode where
Yeah.
that was so beautifully
That-
done that you can't really knock it when they
No. See,
really
that was
use the most
beautiful.
of it.
But yeah, I guess.
I do get what you're saying.
Yeah,
though.
like it's a bit intricate, but at the same time, like I understand why they did it, but I was just kind of like, all right, I'm kind of checked out. This is beautiful, but like, can we get back?
Totally. I
That's
totally
what I
get what
was-
you're saying. I think in this circumstance, I'm a little more accepting than some other
Fair,
films.
fair.
Same as like, Spider-Verse, you know what I mean? They do it so well that
Yes.
it's hard to kind of knock it.
No, absolutely.
It kind of works with the animated stuff as well, which I'm going to touch on another show which they actually have been doing the multiverse stuff, Invincible,
Ooh.
which I just finished the 3rd season last night. Mate, those last 2 episodes, crazy.
Did you know what I meant when I said like I can see the
budget?
future?
Hmm?
Like that line of dialogue, I can see the future.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
Fucking watch it,
I
man.
did feel like that was a little bit of a repeated beat, but
Yeah.
like it's just so epic.
But like you can distinctly tell they went, hey, can we just save the budget for the last 2 episodes? And then you just see it, you're like,
yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah. And
But-
the part where he whispers into his ear as well, I thought that
Oh.
was sick.
Mhm.
Like when he says that whole part and then finishes, I'm like, that's cold.
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to watch it because you started me on it.
Yeah. Dude, you need to
You
watch it. It's
haven't
so good.
done it.
It's
Bro,
so
they put
crazy.
me off at the mid-season breaks.
Well, here
But I
I'll
can't-
break some news for you.
Yeah.
They're finished. So
Yeah.
your mid-season break's over.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant they finished the show. Have you boys started the studio yet?
Oh, that's my next.
You boys, like
I know.
you relate to it. That's what
Yeah,
makes it
I'll
so
definitely
good.
watch
Okay, I'll get on that for sure.
Yeah, especially the second episode, which is about one takes, and we've all been there, like trying not to laugh with shit going wrong,
that's
quickly
great.
reset, and oh man,
I'll definitely
fantastic.
watch it.
Sorry, you.
I was just gonna say one
Yeah,
more
go,
quick
go,
show
go,
which
go.
we can talk about as well. Adolescence,
Ah,
mate.
one
What a
takes.
show!
Yeah,
Have
Yeah.
you watched it?
Nah.
So there's only 4 episodes. Each one's an hour long, but they're all true one takes.
Yeah.
yeah.
And just like seeing the choreography and stuff. It's not. I don't think it's perfect. Like there are little errors if you look closely, but like
But who's
It's
what
doing
a,
an
that?
art
what a
form.
feat!
Yeah.
What a feat!
Yeah.
Like-
Who's looking closely though? Us.
Exactly.
And the story is so
filmmakers.
strong that it kind of carries it
Oh.
anyway. Like you're not even really looking at the
Like you said,
mistakes.
and like we were talking about before with Heretic, everyone you talk to about it, it evokes a conversation.
Such an important
So
topic,
it's-
right?
yeah.
And again, they sort of leave it open ended enough for you to really talk about
yeah,
it. And
absolutely.
I
That's
just
what.
thought it was wonderful.
So my brother watched it and he thought it was the most boring thing ever. Because,
Really?
Like, he's not in it like we are.
Right.
So like, not the target audience, I guess. So then
Interesting.
like because it's like such a important topic,
Yeah.
and then like the way that they filmed it,
Yeah.
made it, and edited it and everything, and like it doesn't really hit with the wrong audience, I guess. But like once we were like, oh yeah, but it's about this and that. He's like, yeah, I get it, and I'm not saying I'm against it. Blah blah
He
blah.
just
Like
didn't
that
hit
message
the-
was good, but like just thought it was boring. Like one episode's in a fucking room. What's
I
that? I was
understand
like,
that.
yeah, but that's good, man. Like,
I understand.
oh,
that,
because like how do you make an episode in one room
Yeah.
interesting?
Yeah.
And like they did. So
I agree.
It's
It's also interesting seeing how they structured scenes when you can't cut.
exactly
Because it's like, oh, they'll talk for a bit and then, okay, now this person has to leave and go. You see the start and the end of a conversation and
Yeah.
then you see how it segues into something else.
exactly.
And I thought that was interesting because it's not really structured the same way that other films are where you can come into a scene halfway through it. I mean,
Yeah.
there were times when like 2 people would be talking and then the camera would go off and latch
Link
onto
back
someone
on,
else,
yeah.
which I thought was that's a great way to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So no, I
So-
thought it was really impressive technically.
Yeah.
Amazing. Also,
I've got a couple of movies to talk about, but like one I want to talk about. I watched it in February. It's called Oddity. Have you guys heard of Oddity?
oh, the Odyssey,
The horror
yeah,
movie?
Christopher Nolan.
No, but this one, like, if you look up, I think my review was, nope, I didn't say it in this one, but like, just the definition of dread. This movie's it. Like, you just worried about what's behind something or what's around the corner. They just do it in such a good way, and like the payoff at the end, you're just like, yep, that needed to happen. And it was a great movie. Fucking scariest one I've seen.
What's
in a
it
while.
about?
It's about this chick that she's blind, but she's like, for the lack of a better word, like she's like a medium kind of thing, or like she's spiritual.
Yep.
Knows how to fucking put stuff in dolls and shit and control them and whatnot, dark arts or whatever you want to call it. But it's done in a realistic, nice way. And then like her sister is murdered, and she believes that something happened. So she's like got this oddity store that she puts like this demon in, I guess, and like figures out what happened to her sister. And like the way the plot unravels is through her eyes, which is coincidental because she's blind. But like, you know, really well done.
What else?
And then to touch on like movies that aren't really movies anymore, like I watched Captain America, Brave New World.
Yeah.
The other
What
day.
do you mean aren't really movies? Like,
They just don't feel like movies anymore, man. They're just like
Marvel.
roller coaster rides. Like it's just cheesy, corny. Just doesn't have that same effect that it did in the Infinity Saga. It's
you say Real New World or Brave New World? Yeah, Brave New World.
It's just like all the reveals are in the trailer, which I didn't know until I like watched it afterwards. And then I'm like there's no hype. Like if you're building the whole thing around spoilers, Red Hulk, like don't put it in the fucking trailer.
Yeah, and there's no stakes now.
Well, they had to because the whole other movie was shit. So like
Exactly,
they had
but just like do teasers. Like
yo, this Thunderbolts though is looking like a turning page for Marvel.
well, I hope
We'll
so.
see. We'll see.
Because again, I haven't seen anything.
And Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I just don't know if they can like. They're never gonna get it fully back to the place it was because it was just so fresh and new at that
Well, what
point.
they're
There were
doing
genuine
now,
stakes,
I think
and now
they're
it's
just-
like no one can die.
Yeah.
because
I'm-
everything's multiverse.
I think now they'll set up the next saga and just clean slate. That's why they're introducing all these new characters.
Yeah, but again,
They
it's
need
like
to-
they're 40 movies deep. Like it's never gonna have that.
They need to.
feeling.
Look,
Fair.
my opinion, they need to get out of Disney. Just plain and simple. I don't know how they do it. But they need to get out
Yeah,
from
no,
under
I actually
Disney.
agree with
They
you.
need to because it's all gone to shit
The
ever since
the
they got
films
there.
don't have that.
I mean, it was
like-
under Disney when it was good as well. But
When was that?
what do you mean? Were you talking about Star Wars or what?
Marvel.
Bro, it was always under Disney.
They got bought after Endgame, didn't they?
No,
When?
they were. Was it Disney? Oh, you mean Disney Plus?
Well, Disney bought Marvel
Because I don't know.
because they were
what's
their own
happening
studio.
right
Marvel Studios was their own thing.
now. Yeah.
Making their own movies.
Oh well, yeah.
Endgame happened and they're
yeah.
a box office juggernaut, and Disney's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
come here," and they're like, "Oh, money went that way, and now they're
Yeah.
just shit."
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
movies
well,
don't-
since Disney Plus got involved,
Yeah.
that's when I
they
feel
just
like
don't have a distinct feel anymore.
Nope,
Like
absolutely
I don't
not.
trust that
They
they're
all
going to
look
do
the same.
something interesting and unique anymore.
No, absolutely not.
And you think about something like the original Spider-Man movies and like how much like creative flair they have and like
Exactly.
how unique they are. Every line is quotable.
Yeah,
Like, You
exactly.
just don't get that anymore.
But yeah, so that was that, and then Mickey 17. I also watched Civil War.
I rewatched.
I
wait,
love that movie.
which
Not
one?
Captain America,
Oh,
Civil
so,
War.
yeah.
but
Love that movie.
Civil War, like, and
Yeah,
that was harrowing because you know the way of the world now.
Yeah.
Hang on,
Yeah, bro.
let's stop for a second.
We're
and,
going that way,
you know,
maybe.
let's just
Maybe
put-
not us.
Yeah, put
Our
the
friends
fucking brakes on.
overseas, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, that was scary. Which like the two movies that I put side by side as like some of the scariest I've seen because it could actually happen was that and Leave the World Behind. That
Oh, yeah.
one about
Yeah.
the tech outage, the cyber attack.
Yeah.
That one,
Yeah.
scary shit, man.
Yeah.
And then I also just finished Gangs of London season 3, and one of 3 seasons was good, and that was season 1 because Gareth Evans was attached to it, made it so great. Season 2 came out, he was just producer on it, and then season 3 came out, he was kind of like an executive producer. So you can tell that like passion project, I only
Yeah.
have 1 season,
Yeah.
and then the studio's like, no, we need more and more, and you just see the story
Yeah.
go from that just to
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much my wrap up.
Good
That's-
stuff.
yeah.
Alrighty, let's get into the wrap up. You go first.
Okay, so essentially, I don't have any film progress, but that's
alright.
okay because like part of my plan with videography is to get back into film. But the videography stuff that I have in the works at the moment is I've booked my first wedding
Yeah.
next
crazy.
month. So
Are you? So you're the solo shooter?
solo in it.
Oh,
just gonna
Fuck.
figure it out. I'm shitting myself, but the couple I've already spoken to had a FaceTime call with. They're lovely, they're cruisy, and essentially how it all came about was when we were sitting at breakfast in Osaka. Beth is part of like a wedding planning group on Facebook.
As you do.
the bride put in, does anybody know a content creator, because we don't have a budget for a videographer that will do it as a reduced rate or whatever. We're just looking for a highlight reel for social media. And then Beth goes, do you want me to put your name up? And I was like, why not? What could go wrong? They're not going to reply. Instant message. And I was like, fuck, okay.
I'm locked in.
And I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Blah, blah. So we got in touch and everything like that. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go there with the gear I have, see what I can muster up for them, because they don't expect anything, grand. So, like, just going to go with what I know.
It's good to do a lower stakes wedding.
Yeah, so it's literally, I'm just doing it for the cost of, like, travel, because it's in Berry. So got to book an Airbnb down there for one night and then go on the day, get the husband getting ready, bride getting ready, and the ceremony. It's, pretty much just a big event, but, like, like you said, low stakes, but, like, the money is the, down the aisle.
Bro,
all
you
that
can
stuff.
use it a bit of study as well for your own wedding. And
Exactly,
stuff like
exactly
that.
right. So, so that happened, but then from that comment that Beth put in the page, 3 other brides messaged her as well.
Oh,
And so we're currently in talks of, like, planning
that's
different
great.
weddings here and there. So I'm kind of hoping that, I can
Start charging.
Yeah, once I get this one out of the way, I kind of figure out, okay.
So are you only getting paid for petrol for this one?
And accommodation.
Oh, okay.
For this one.
Right, okay.
And then for the next,
wrap your head around.
yeah.
it
So
and
that,
then
and that's fair enough. I was willing to do it for free, like just to go down there and just do the thing, and like, okay, like you're paying me an experience, like that's what I want.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping if it all goes well, maybe try and book in some more, because I've also got another one booked in October, which is my mate's wedding up in the Hunter. So, like, I've got 2 so far and just organising with the other ones. But this other lady messaged Beth saying, like, oh, yeah, I've got my own events business down in Wollongong. And I know how hard it is to get in the industry. So, like, if he's just starting out, like, I can put him in touch with some of my network and stuff like that.
So
But I
nice.
want him to shoot a trailer for my wedding. And I was like, what's a trailer for a wedding?
This summer.
But it's essentially what plays before they walk into the reception or whatever. Like, they just something like, imagine they're in, like, this nice exotic location just doing cute couple shit, and I'm there with the camera.
Yeah.
So they do that. I'm going to make that for
to
them.
the fucking Bahamas.
And
man.
yeah, hope so. And they also want, like, a video save the date thing. They're going to do some, like, cool
Fuck yeah,
reveal
so it's
thing.
actual content.
So there's content, and she's got a whole network down in there. Like, she's an events manager, and she's like, like, I'll get you on some stuff like that. So I'm like, there's avenues of what I was telling you about.
Yeah,
like, there's just
absolutely.
avenues that I can go down. She's like, I can see on your Instagram you do cars and construction and weddings. So, like, I've got a network of that, so I'll put your name out there and just let me know how much you want to charge. I'll put you out. I was like, fucking no. So that's
awesome,
in the works as well.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, so that's kind of happening this year with, like, video and stuff. And then
And you want it to lead you somewhere, right?
and then I'm thinking, like, if it eventually, when I make it take off, because I've gone from, like, if to when, because, like, I'm just going all in on it. Like, eventually get a little space to, like, a little, like, studio kind of thing,
Nice.
and just kind of operate out of there, and hopefully just grow from there. So it's actually kind of like
Build our podcast studio and
and building, like, a bit of, like,
that'd be good.
it's gone from, like, just a thought now to sort of like, okay, I know kind of what I need to do to get there, but, like, obviously it's going to be a grind. So if it doesn't happen this year, like, I'm all in on it next year, and in amongst all that, planning it.
Do you
want
want to return to films eventually?
Absolutely. Like, that's the end goal, is once that's kind of established and I kind of have this, like, reoccurring work and stuff like that, I can kind of go, like, okay, like, it's maybe, get a couple editors on board and, like,
Nice.
videographers on board to take care of some, like, things, and then I can try and branch out into like the production space.
Yeah.
And, get some, like, projects off the ground and sort
Fantastic,
of just get that, just like there's different branches I want to go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm just kind of establishing myself now as a videographer, which has always been my goal. And I'd like to think, and, like, I'm not fishing here by any means, but, like, just watching back the kind of the edits I've put out recently, I've noticed a change within
100%.
my production quality
Yeah.
and, like, editing techniques and stuff like that. Like, I kind of understand it a bit more now, which it's gone up. So I believe in myself, which is a massive thing, to put out content for people that is watchable. But, like, I like to provide that service, because, like, you're your own worst critic, and I'm sure you guys know that with your own stuff. And same with you, Indy. Like, you watch it and you go, like, oh fuck, like, that light in the background, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But people watch the video and go, bro, this is fucking sick. And you're like,
Something that's good to know is that, like, because we come from the film world, right? We hold ourselves to a really high standard
Absolutely.
of the product, but there's actually a lot of people out there that just are making shit and they're charging a lot for it.
Yep.
And people just pay for it because they don't know any different.
No.
And also the product doesn't need to look amazing a lot of
Exactly.
the time to do what it's supposed to do. Like if it's
100%.
just for social media or marketing or stuff. Like I've seen companies that just, not that your aim should be to like put shit out because like we
Start scamming people.
yeah, we take pride in what we do, right?
Absolutely.
But it's also like, it's when you start to look at business, it's actually just about making a product that serves its purpose.
Absolutely.
Like whoever's paying you is getting what they're
exactly.
they're bang
And
for
it
buck,
adds
essentially.
value to them,
Yeah.
like their business as well. So that's kind of like, what I'm trying to do. So weddings is the perfect place to start, in my opinion, for me, because like you get to tell a story of such a such a momentous occasion,
Yeah.
and you capture all the emotions throughout the day, and people look back on that and they're going to cry, they're going to laugh, they're going to
Yeah,
love
for
the video.
sure.
So like, I love the thought of providing that for somebody above all else. And like, you get paid on the side, that's a bonus, but like doing that for people and, doing work that matters to you is kind of what I'm striving for. So,
Good man.
a couple of weddings in the works, and then trying to get some car stuff organized. I got a car shoot next week. And then I'm going to try to venture into the real estate space and kind of just build like some pillars of reoccurring work. And so I can just kind of like
Get some income.
get in income, and then, kind of like start to see a bit of growth. And that's
Good man.
the plan. And then, film's always in the back of my mind, but I
course,
love,
bro, yeah.
I love the thought of grinding towards that.
I think it's nice as well in this podcast that we have, all the kind of we have different ways, different parts of the industry. We've got the videography industry. We've got stuff that we're trying to do. I think it's good to see kind of
Definitely.
give
There's
a
no
lot
one-
of people
There's
options.
no one straight path. You
No,
know what I mean?
absolutely
There's
not.
so
Yeah.
many different ways you can go
And that's
about
why,
getting-
like this, again, I credit it all to this podcast, because like when we started it, it was like, we're filmmakers now. And then when my situation took off, and then, you bought an apartment, I've got a dog, getting married and stuff, I kind of had to go, okay, now I've got all this life stuff I need to upkeep. And then like, I want to do film, but I need to create it. Like, but it's given me like purpose, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of laid out my path. So that's why I'm going down the way I'm going and stuff like that. So just again, got the purpose, got the grind, and we're in it. So that's
Fantastic,
what I love.
mate.
So that's pretty much my progress.
Awesome.
segueing off that and sort of like, creating a way to make money that's sort of adjacent to filmmaking, or like you make that money, you make that business, and then it leads into the filmmaking.
Yes.
I think because obviously, like when we started this podcast, I was like, I want to go all in. I want to be a filmmaker, all this kind of stuff. But I think now I've sort of come full circle in a way where I'm like, and we've touched on this before, and you've said this, like it's sort of impossible to go all in on filmmaking truly, because it just costs
And bro,
money.
I remember when we were giving you that advice, but no idea.
Yeah.
The more you go,
But
spend
also,
time
like, I
in the
don't
industry,
regret giving it a go. And
No,
like,
no,
the
you
thing is, it can be, you can go up and down, like have different phases. Like, okay, for a few months, I'm going to go all in on filmmaking. And then, okay, now I'm going to go all in on my grind and make some money. And then you can go back and forth.
That's the thing. Progress isn't linear.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
And I said a while back, I think last year, that like, no matter what happens, I'm going to keep making films, even if I don't make money from it, because I love filmmaking. And I still stand by that. But then, as I said earlier today, like, it gets to a point where as you're getting older, you're like, the reality is I do need to make money. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
you need it to
absolutely,
survive.
yeah.
So like, you do need to start thinking about that. And, being someone in my mid-20s, I'm like, I want to build towards a future and stuff. So I think now I'm just trying to figure out exactly what that path forward is. And I think, because I've tried lots of different things, right? Like I worked for news, I worked for a videography company, and like just worked on a reality show. And like, the good thing about the reality show is that as I was working on it, I was like, this is a good place to be. Like, if this is where I end up, it's not the
Yeah,
worst,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I actually
Absolutely
like
not.
this, I enjoy it, and it's somewhat...
That's how I feel about my work as well.
Exactly,
It's like,
yeah.
I wouldn't like if I end up here. No, yeah,
Exactly, and like, I think that's a great place to be, because
Yep.
the reality is that like,
reality.
it's very hard to make a living as a filmmaker, you know? So
Yeah,
like...
big time.
And there's also no shame. I think when I was younger, I didn't understand. I was like, I think I had a bit of a hedonistic point of view about it. I was like, oh, I want to follow my passion. I want to just make films. I don't want to do anything else. Like, it's very all in or nothing. And then now I'm like, well, it's okay to like have a job that pays the bills, and then on the side you do your passion projects and stuff you love. And that's just the way the world works, and something I've had to come to terms with. I mean, there are some people who are like, incredible, and they're at the top, and they can just make films and earn a great living off it and stuff, but that also requires a massive sacrifice.
Big time.
I'm sure if you were to talk to a lot of those people, they would, a lot of them don't really have good relationships with their families because it's so time consuming, and you've got to really ask yourself, like, what do I actually prioritize in life, and if you want those things, like, you're engaged now, and if you want a family and you want all that kind of stuff, like a healthy relationship with your family, you really got to consider what's important to you in life.
Exactly.
So I think I'm at that point now where I'm just sort of like really mulling everything over, and I'm kind of just sick of like starting again and again. And
For sure.
I'm trying to hold myself. I'm 25.
Okay.
Turning 26 this year.
I'm not old and wise by any means necessary, but I kind of had that sort of realization at that age as well.
Yeah, I think 25 is when it kicks in.
Yeah, so
brain
how old are you, Josh?
Developed.
Not there yet, but
give it a year, you'll be like, what do I do?
Yeah. But then, I don't want to cut you off here, but again, like, I'm not diminishing what you guys are doing by any means necessary, because you guys have some quality under your belts. Like, that's...
Here we go. As he says, as he's about to diminish us. Let's go.
Like some quality films, like added to the gauntlet. I'll put it that way.
We're still
but like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are doing it. That's what you guys have to credit yourselves for. Like, when you look back at what you're doing, you think, what am I doing with myself? You have to be proud of everything you've done.
I do. Sometimes it's hard though, because I look at myself when I was 20 and I'm like, what have I really achieved since then? Like, as I said before, I don't have more financial assets. I don't have.
But the 20s is where this shit's all meant to happen. That's where it all happens.
I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, so that's where I'm at now. But I just got to figure out how to pick myself up a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was looking forward to coming back to the podcast, just to talk to you guys and pick your brains, and like, I know you guys would have good advice, so that's where I'm at now. But I am doing some other things, like I'm writing a feature slowly in the background, and I'm just really taking my time to outline it and like do research and stuff, because I think in the past I've jumped into projects prematurely.
Is this the police one or the one about the house? And
I mean, it's developed slightly, but I like the direction it's going.
How far are you in?
I'm just outlining it, but I want to get the outline like solid.
That's the way.
Because I'm taking my time to think, like, where should the plot go? Like, similar to that book, that Anatomy of Story book, how it sort of says really take your time to develop, because you're going to spend years on this film if you decide to make it. It's got to be something that actually works and is meaningful to you and stuff. And I think I've really woven in some themes that are important to me, and I'm just...
Nice, brother.
It takes time to really think, like, where should this story go? Like, what should each beat be? What's a way that it's going to be like meaningful and like interesting and surprising to an audience? Because I sort of knew how I wanted it to start and how I wanted it to end, and then it's that middle part figuring out.
It always is.
And also, like, it takes place mostly in one location, and it's like, how can I make a 90-minute film or longer that is engaging, and it's all in one location and it says everything I want it to say.
Got a film recommendation for you. Last Stop in Yuma County. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I want to hear all about the premiere.
My premiere. What do you want to know about it?
Tell us all about it, cuz
it was good. Like, it was a little bit daunting, the build up to it. In terms of like, we had a tech rehearsal that there was some issues, because like, well, not issues, but like, it was literally it got delayed till like 3 days before, and
that's right.
I rocked up, and then they were like, "Oh, we only have half an hour for you instead of an hour." I'm like, "But I've paid for an hour." They're like, "Oh, you have to come back tomorrow." I was like,
"Oh, fuck,
it's rubbish."
That's why when I've been organised this premiere, I've stayed away from independent cinemas.
And I'd driven all the way out to the city, which is like an hour from my house, and then I was like,
"Fuck!"
Like, woke up early to do it. And I'm like, "All right, well, I'll just come back the next day," and then I did it. And luckily, it all went well. And the guy the projector dude was really nice, and like, he was like, "Oh, this film's really great," and like was asking me questions about it and stuff. So that was good. And yeah, like the night itself was just, as I said before, like, I think it was just good for everyone to come together and like just do something, like enjoy a piece of art together, or multiple pieces of art, and just it brings that community together. I think everyone really enjoyed that aspect of it. And even for my parents as well to see that, like,
That's what I was going to ask, because
Yeah.
you've talked to me before about how they're maybe unsure at times about
yeah,
your career
well, my mum in
path.
particular can be quite anxious about these
Sure,
things. and
absolutely.
She was saying things before, like,
And how did they feel after they had
well,
seen
it was very rewarding, because I think
Fuck yes,
at
bro.
the end of the day, everyone just kind of wants their parents to be proud of them, and
Yep.
like, seeing the look on their faces and like
Good man.
how they reacted to it, and just them seeing like how many people had shown up and like people's reactions to it.
That's
I
what I
think
even
the
said to
way,
you on the
cuz-
night, like,
Yeah.
That's the way.
this is great. Like, you have filled out a cinema,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are applauding your efforts. That's got to be
and it is hard. Like, I was trying my best to cherish it, but I think it's hard to really feel the full scale of it and how
Yeah.
meaningful it is.
Mm.
And I think it was you that said to me, like, make sure you take it all in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you said it as well.
Yeah,
And like Lockie
absolutely.
said, like, like, be proud of yourself, like you've done a good job. And
100%.
it is hard to believe, because it feels like, oh, people are just being nice, but then it's like, I think you can tell when there's like when people genuinely
Yeah,
mean
man.
it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I got some really nice feedback, and that was it felt good to get the feedback. But then,
Two great films, man.
thank you, yeah, and it was just fun, like hanging out with everyone after, like going for drinks
Absolutely,
and stuff.
yeah.
Did you leave early? Or,
Oh,
I think
bro,
you both
I was-
left.
I think
I
we
was-
left at the same
yeah.
time.
Because I was half
Nah,
dead.
that's fine.
I would not understand.
Everyone
Just
kind of
watch.
split off to different pubs
Yeah,
and bars
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
because like around Paddington, like it's small bars.
Mm,
but I ended
yeah.
up kicking on till like 4:00 because one of my
Fuck
mates who
me.
was at a concert met me after. We just
Oh,
drove around
good.
and hung
Good
out. And
man.
it was good. So
Fuck yes.
yeah, no, it was good. But then it's also like you're riding that high, and then after it's like, okay, now what? Like
How's the
once
film
the premiere's
festival,
done.
film festival circuit?
Well, I've gotten a few rejections so far. I haven't got any acceptances, but I have tried to go for festivals that are a little higher, not like Sundance or
Right,
anything, but
okay,
like
yeah.
Sydney Film Festival, the Melbourne
Yep.
MIF,
Yep.
St Kilda. I got rejected from that. And then I've tried to do like a bunch of horror festivals as well. to
Yeah,
try
good,
and I think
good,
that'll be
good.
better. In the,
Fantastic. yeah.
mostly in Australia, but a few overseas ones as
Nice,
well.
bro.
Nice.
Yeah. You do Fantasia?
I did enter that one. Yeah,
Mm.
I haven't heard back yet. I think that's later.
That's a big
like
one.
next month. Or one. Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing. But they have a pretty high standard for films. So
Hey, yours is high standard, cuz. Come on.
I appreciate that, but at the same time, like, you have to be aware of where your film is at. Like, I feel like my films are at a good level, at a professional level, but I think to really do well in the festival circuit, they're just underneath that threshold.
Yep.
I think and I know like the things I need to work on as well, which is good to like have that. And what I think I'm gonna do is go back and watch all my previous films and like just pick out the things that work and don't work.
Good man.
And I think one
Always
of the
good to
things
reflect, yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely want to work on is my writing.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm really taking
Take
my
your
time with the
time.
feature, because I just want
Good.
the script to be solid before I ever think about actually.
Well, you've got one of the
shooting it.
best people in your network to sort of pick their brain about it, right? And Anya.
Yeah, I was like, who are you talking about?
Yeah, I thought it was.
I thought you meant you. I was like,
Where are you
oh,
going? Where are you
Are you still working on a script?
Bro, how's Stain going?
Well, actually, me and Austin
No, I'm
had a
dead
chat
ass.
about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened? I thought you started like.
He's made an executive decision to scrap it. No, but I think it's for the better.
I thought you
because
started getting animation for it.
So did I.
I said to him, I messaged you one night randomly, and I was like, look, I think it's actually in your best interest to just let it go.
I just think it's, you can
He's-
only water a dead plant for so long.
Yeah, like he spent so long working on it.
drama.
It's diminished returns at this point, I feel.
So,
And I
anyway,
just,
it
Shit
happens.
happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like, there's no shame in that.
No,
like
not
it's
at all.
it's just facing the reality and being like, it's not going to be worth
Exactly.
finishing. And like, you can make something now that's going to be 10 times as good and just
Yeah.
put all your effort into that.
Exactly.
So
Q&A at your premiere.
yeah,
That was good.
did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you?
You liked it?
It was
Oh,
good.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I felt really confident in.
You seemed it as well.
I felt like every question, because it's our realm, right? Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
think about
yeah.
films all the time, so every question I was kind of prepared to answer.
Absolutely, bro.
Um,
and it's about your stuff as well.
Yeah,
no one knows
exactly.
it better than you.
And so when people, I didn't know how the Q&A was gonna go, but then when I was sitting up there, I was like, oh, like I feel so confident answering these questions.
Nice,
It was
bro.
a really uplifting moment. I think people could see that too, which was nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also producing a short film for John Looker.
Yes.
You're producing one.
Yeah, I'm
Shit,
producing
yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Good
So it's got a
man.
decent sized budget, similar to yours, my budget,
Yeah.
but it's on
Oh,
a
nice.
smaller scale.
It's
Oh wait,
good.
you've read the script?
Yeah,
haven't
it's
you?
good, man.
It's a good script, isn't it?
Very good.
You know, I'm very proud of John Looker for writing that one.
How long did that take him?
He spent a while because he actually has been doing like studying writing and stuff, and I think he did like a bit of research and he took his time with it.
Fantastic.
But I think he feels confident in it now, which he should.
Absolutely,
it's really good. I was impressed with it.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, so that's been pretty straightforward. Indy's helping me with that as well. So
nice.
we're producing
Yeah,
it together.
nice.
So
Fantastic,
yeah.
bro.
yeah, so we're shooting that end of next month.
Let's
It's coming up. Yeah, we've got quite a bit going on with premieres and things. Do you want to talk about yours?
Yeah. So I hate film. Yeah, look, I don't actually, but like, as how it feels at the moment, I think I've just have this like negative. I'm scratching my nose, by the way. I think I just have this negative outlook on it at the moment because of how everything's gone. And we're almost done. I know I've been saying that for months, but so much shit like has gone wrong. Fuck, and I told you before, me and Taha are gonna. I mean, we have a bunch of stuff to do for this film, like marketing it ourselves afterwards, because film festivals are basically out of the question for us. So we're creating like a whole, like huge pieces of content for like Instagram and stuff like that. I think we need a sit down conversation about everything that has gone wrong and happened in this production. But also like it'll be good to talk about how we overcame it, right? And I know next time kind of how to fix things and stuff like that, and it's all a learning curve. But this, man, just when you think you're at the finish line, something else goes wrong. Like so much has gone wrong, especially in post-production, and people don't have available schedules, you know, like me, like Taha, so it's hard, you know, putting it on other people and them trying to hit deadlines, and you know, not everybody's communication, like from everybody in the whole entire crew, and you know, is great, or you know, up to the standard that me and Taha hold ourselves to. So it's hard, man. And not everybody as well. Everybody has, you know, jobs. Not everybody has the same passion. There's so many different reasons why, you know, this post has gone, not only post but also pre-production kind of went pretty fucking, you know, AWire as well. But you know, we're at the finish line, and
You can see it.
yeah. I've been looking at that light for fucking couple of months, cuz. But I feel like we're there now. We're booked in premiere. That's fully booked. Have I told you guys?
Yeah, you gave us a date.
What did I give you? Because it's changed.
June.
Oh yeah, June 7th.
Yeah.
Okay, June 7th, and it's gonna be. I won't say where because fucking people might just rock up. But that's booked in. Very exciting, and we've gone with a reputable chain of cinema.
Has it been good liaising with
Oh my god! Like responses within a day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like within a day, or if it's a public holiday, they get back to.
Yeah, nice.
We have this one lady who's like being put on organising this all. Fantastic, and it's a good cinema. It's hard because it's costing us quite a bit more than what we've done before because we're doing it on peak.
Yeah.
And at a really good cinema, so we've had to like math the shit out of how much we're selling tickets, how much we're making back. Other stuff, we just bought a custom media wall, which is going to have its film productions and Fleur films on it.
Sick.
I got the design for it the other day. It was looking really cool, and it's going to be big as well. So that's cool. We got to get, you know, photographer, videographer, and stuff like that. But yeah, bro, it's it's been hard trying to as well. Another thing that you got to think of and take into account when organizing a premiere is the website fees, because they will take a huge chunk out of. So we've chosen Try Booking, which has the lowest fees online.
Nice.
So that's good. Otherwise, we wouldn't have made our money back. So we've gone with them. They've been really helpful. The guy like called me straight away to help me set up everything. So that was really good. So that's all marketing for the film starts next week.
Are you going to put a trailer out?
Yeah, so we got poster Monday, trailer Wednesday, stills Friday. I think the following week the tickets come out.
Yes.
So
good.
then,
Good plan.
Yeah, so we do that. The trailer's pretty cool. It was I had planned it for like a couple months, like bro, I wrote down every beat, like what I'm gonna do. So it took me like a couple of hours, and I sent it to Taha, so I'm just waiting for him to give me some things. It's hard because you know, a lot of the film is secrecy and like what you give away and what you not. So to me, the trailer, I know this sounds weird, but it's pretty underwhelming. Just because I know what is in the film, and you can't give everything away, right?
Yeah. And what makes the film special is how the plot unravels.
Exactly,
so,
and the structure, right? And I'm really proud. Honestly, I'm really proud of how the film's turned out. It's been a really strange thing because usually I hate the film after, you know, I watched it so many times, but it's been the first time I've been able to rewatch it for the 600th fucking time, this 50-minute film, and be like, I'm fucking happy.
I thought you said you were sick. You felt sick watching it.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was, yeah. I also have massive anxiety when I watch it, right? But if I am viewing it, I had a really cool experience the other day where I was actually able to take a step back and out of my body and view it from like an audience perspective. And I'm like, fuck, this has no right being as good as it is. And,
nice.
You know, I'm really proud of it in that sense. So, you know, it's going to be a big night.
I'm so keen
for the premiere. I'm super excited with that. But you know, just because of everything that's gone wrong, I feel like I'm maybe a bit disheartened with the whole industry at the moment. And like even like watching film content and stuff just gets me maybe a bit anxious as well, just because there's been so much shit that has gone wrong.
Just know that that's indie filmmaking.
Yeah, I know, and my whole fucking mindset towards
what's making you anxious.
I think it's just residue from the anxiety of my own problems in film. Watching anything to do with film reminds me of like how maybe it's not 100%. Maybe people are going to notice the little the little problems. But
I do kind of get a bit of that PTSD like right after production.
That's exactly what
like,
it is.
Once you haven't done something in a bit, it washes away.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So then, what's been helping and what's really exciting, and what I can't wait to do is for this to be done. Right? I'll look at it again. But like the distribution is a whole nother journey within itself that me and Taha are gonna undertake. But at least that's chill, right? Yeah. I want it to be done. I just want to write for the rest of the year. And now, you know, with the whole health stuff, that put me back from my plan of like what I had planned for this year. But now everything's better. I can now get into it fully.
That's good.
You know, do things that I've always been planning to do. And another one of those was writing my first proper feature, right? And I've been working with Jay, which has been amazing. It just, you know, confirms in my mind that he's so fucking good at this. He's fucking... I love him, but he's wasting his time here. Like, he should be doing something creative in the industry.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's doing really well where he is, and he's like working his way up and getting the money and stuff. And he has a girl now. So yeah, he's thriving, but man, he has some untapped potential because you know, we did a session working on his film and what he's gonna do, and came up with a really good idea for that. And then last session, I've been holding on to an idea, like a seed, right, that I've had, and I know it's changed a little bit over time, but last session I had with Jay, we really fleshed it out, and bro, fuck, we have a really good fucking idea, and I'm so excited to just get into that and write that, and it reads Jay, like, as in I'm getting him to help me write it because I need that, like, that element that he brings, which is like, you know, the light-hearted, you know, and just, I'm not funny, there's a bit of comedy, and mate, we'll get him in, he can help me write it. But also like just really nice, I don't know, I just feel like it's all I had an idea and I needed help fleshing that out. He did that, and the whole structure of a feature film is falling so easily into place because the idea that we have allows us to go down so many different routes. It just opens so many, and all we got to do is choose them, and we have a whole feature film laid out in front of us. You know, and it's proper. Like, you couldn't do this in a short, so it's gonna be good.
That's kind of what I was saying before. Like, you have to take the time to really figure out where you want the story to go.
Exactly, bro. And like, I have no idea how we're gonna make it. No idea. Which we're gonna. I mean, it's not massively, you know, out of budget, but there are some special effects that we're gonna have to think about. But you know, that's for later on. I just want to be creative and
Yep.
Yeah, just
you
write
know,
what you want.
write, and then hopefully something will come from this. You
Get
know,
lost in it.
yeah, exactly, man. And like I said, hopefully something will come from the horologist, because it's you know, the main thing is that, and you know, my old boss at work was like, the main thing that you do in these films is showing people what you can do with a limited budget, right?
Exactly.
And all it takes, I mean, from what you've talked about, what you've talked about today, you know, it's a hard industry, but all it takes is a bit of luck, and it's just when we're going to get that luck, because without it, I don't see how we can get into. You can make as much as you can, but at the end of the day, I mean, you make your own luck. You get yourself to the rooms and stuff like that, but it's you're betting. It's a big gamble.
Yes.
This industry that you're taking on yourself. But
Absolutely.
but yeah. Anyways, boys, I'm really excited to I don't know what yet I'm going to tell you about the idea, because I don't want to jinx it yet, and but I'm keen to tell you about it. We're already talking about how we're going to market the film, and we're already in fucking pre-production. And we've got a banging title as well. Bless you.
Excuse me, sorry.
But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. So that's kind of me from now. Yeah, I mean, when we come back to the podcast, well, hopefully we'll be done the fucking film. I've been saying that the last couple of weeks, but yeah, we're almost there. But I think that's it, boys.
Sick.
Fucking
Yeah,
oath.
Should we
happy
tie a
to
bow
be
on
back.
it?
Let's tie a fucking bow on this.
Let's
shit,
get
man.
ahead of you. Let's do
Alright,
it.
if you want to catch us, the pre-prod pod on Instagram and TikTok, and the pre-production meeting, wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
God bless.